What is it fundamentally that you're asking the Supreme Court to consider?
We're asking the Supreme Court to uphold the rule of law in the Constitution and reach a decision based on the facts, law, and history in this case. And if they do that, we're very confident in the outcome.
I think the Colorado decision surprised a lot of people. Should it? And do you expect it to stand in front of the Supreme Court?
We certainly hope so. It shouldn't surprise a lot of people. I know the headline is jarring to some, but by and large, the folks that have looked carefully at the facts, the law, and the history here have all reached a pretty general consensus that Donald Trump's conduct leading up to and on January 6th disqualifies him from being president again under our Constitution. What Section 3 of the 14th Amendment says, that if you are someone who has taken an oath to support the Constitution and then betrays that oath by engaging in insurrection, you are ineligible from holding an office in federal government again. So it says, if you promised to follow the Constitution and then broke that promise, you cannot be in government again. That's all we're asking the court to enforce, and that's what the Colorado Supreme Court did below.
So what do you worry happens if the Supreme Court doesn't uphold the Colorado decision?
Well, I think there's a few ways they could not uphold it. It would be very calamitous if they were to say, it's not our decision, we're going to leave this to the political process. It may invite another January 6th if it's Congress rather than the courts who decide eligibility under the 14th Amendment. But I think there are other ways that they could either defer or not decide the question that would leave it open for future challengers. But I think it would be particularly disappointing if they indulged Trump in this sort of Trump loophole that he's proceeding, leaving the amendment intact for all other presidents except for Donald Trump. And I think that would really be a disappointing outcome.
How urgent is the timing for a decision from the court? Because Super Tuesday is coming up in early March.
Yeah. It is urgent. We asked the court to move quickly, and they agreed to move quickly. They signaled that they want to have this done by March 5th, which is Super Tuesday, and we very much hope that they issue a ruling by then so that voters in Colorado and elsewhere can know that they're voting among qualified candidates on the ballot.
Not only your case, but you've got the immunity case, and they sort of seem to be testing perhaps Donald Trump's assumptions that justices he appointed might be loyal to him and not loyal to the branch of government they serve. I'm just wondering if you have any thoughts about that.
I actually might put it differently, which is Donald Trump has consistently said that there is a loophole for him, that the rule of law does not apply to him. The immunity case, our case, all show that we live in a country of laws, not individual men, and no one is above the law. So I'm very confident that the outcome will be similar in the immunity case as it will be in our case, where you have the rule of law applying to folks like our voters who had a fair shake in the courtroom against a former president, to the former president himself.